instance, you'll see a guy headlining at the Spear. They probably be getting a couple of $1 million. But you'll see a guy on the undercard of a big show probably making more money than that guy.
Floyd, I saw a thing this morning, him talking about keeping his money clean, stuffing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a plastic bag. These guys don't need money. A lot of times when you get these great champions fighting well past their prime, it's to make cash.
Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd.
Terence Crawford openly called out Floyd Mayweather for demanding fights purely for financial gain. Crawford stressed he has no desire to face Mayweather and never even imagined that matchup. To him, these kinds of fights aren't about legacy or proving greatness but simply about hype and paydays. He believes Mayweather is more focused on money than competition, especially with his string of exhibition bouts after retirement. Crawford admitted Floyd had his era, but made it clear this era belongs to him and no money-driven distractions will take away from what he has already accomplished.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, bro. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. I always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah?
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll beat his ass. Never. That's some hate type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
Critics argue Mayweather's recent appearances have less to do with boxing legacy and more with generating revenue. Once admired for his flawless defense and perfect record, Floyd now leans toward exhibitions highly profitable, but with little sporting value. Analysts point out how he constantly flaunts his wealth, proving he doesn't even need these fights financially, yet still pursues them. Many conclude that post-retirement, his focus has shifted entirely to money-making ventures, leaving some fans disappointed in the direction of his career.
Floyd, I saw a thing this morning, him talking about keeping his money clean, stuffing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a plastic bag. These guys don't need money. A lot of times when you get these great champions fighting well past their prime, it's to make cash. We see it a lot. These two don't seem to need the money. So I don't understand the need to do this. When talked about it, Mike Tyson said, I still can't believe Floyd wants to really do this. It's going to be detrimental to his health, but he wants to do it. So it's signed and it's happening. Hey, when Mike fought Jake Paul, a lot was made of him being 58 years old. He's in tremendous shape. I mean, I saw him, and even in there, right? He couldn't get going at the rate that he expected, but early, he was fighting like Mike Tyson. Fighting like Mike Tyson. Floyd Mayweather's much younger, but he's so much smaller. So I get why Mike is like, yo, I don't know what this dude wants to do. Because there was a world where no one would ever thought that those guys would end up in the ring together. And again, they don't need money. I imagine them.
Former champion Timothy Bradley has been vocal about the fantasy matchup between Crawford and Mayweather. Bradley argued that Floyd historically struggled against southpaws, and Crawford's versatile style would give him major problems. With switch hitting, sharp timing, and adaptability, Crawford possesses tools Bradley believes Floyd could not handle. He dismissed the notion of Floyd being untouchable, claiming Crawford's dynamic approach would break through his defense. Bradley even added that Floyd isn't that good against fighters like Crawford, fueling heated debates among fans.
But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Sam Judah. Sam Judah, a damn terrific fighter. Terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaw. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he's gonna reach against one of the best back foot counter punches in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? he gonna get slept reaching with that back end. The way he reaches with that. That level change back end he throws too. Man, that bull jab he does too, that ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. Floyd got a 72-inch reach. Yeah, he had quickness, fast reflexes. However, Crawford got all of that too. He got all of that too. And he got a 75-inch reach. Great counter puncher. Can concentrate all night. Can put pressure on Floyd. He can even invite Floyd in. Yep. I noticed. Floyd's not having success. He started to step on the gas. That's what he do. And he gonna run into problems with Crawford because Crawford hits harder than him. Crawford is the most complete fighter.
On the other side, many analysts caution against comparing Crawford to Mayweather. They highlight Floyd's resume stacked with elite names and argue that Crawford, despite his brilliance, hasn't consistently faced that same level of competition. From this perspective, comparisons lack balance. While Crawford's achievements are impressive, they argue Mayweather's historical significance is already cemented, and Crawford should not yet be placed on the same pedestal.
Everybody acting like Bud is the second coming of Mayweather. Y'all got the game fucked up. Mayweather actually didn't get hit. Bud gets hit by dudes that, like, who on Bud's resume is an equivalent of someone on Floyd's resume? So that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd not getting hit by elites, Bud getting hit by non-elites, and somehow y'all think Canelo not about to touch.
Boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult gave a bold take, claiming Crawford deserves to be ranked above Mayweather for one key reason: risk-taking. He pointed out Crawford's daring move up in weight to face and defeat Canelo Alvarez in his prime. According to him, Floyd, despite being great, would never have taken such a dangerous fight. Mayweather was always more calculated, carefully picking opponents and timing. Showbiz insists that Crawford's willingness to take those risks elevates his legacy beyond Floyd's carefully managed career.
Crawford greater than Floyd Mayweather, or better than Floyd Mayweather. Greater is a little bit different. Greater is impact, resume, all that shit, but better. Terence Bud Crawford, after what he did last night, is better than Floyd Mayweather because there is no way Floyd Mayweather would attempt to do that crazy shit. See, that's the insane Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvelous Marvin Hagler after being gone for 5 years type shit. Never being at middleweight, first fight at middleweight, being against Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Terence Bud Crawford never been on middleweight shit. The most he's been is super welterweight, and he was only there once. And he's fighting at 168 against one of the greatest super middleweights of all time, one of the greatest middleweights of all time, pound for pound, one of the greatest fighters of all time, reigning undisputed champion at super middleweight. That is unheard of, and that's something that Floyd Mayweather wouldn't even attempt.
Crawford himself has grown irritated by the constant comparisons. He insists he doesn't want to fight Floyd, reminding fans that Mayweather had his time in another era. Crawford emphasized that this era belongs to him. He acknowledged Floyd's greatness, but also made it clear that legacies should not overlap. In his view, the obsession with comparing him to a retired fighter is unfair. He's still actively carving out his dominance, while Mayweather's story is already complete.
He's going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going out that much.
Now,
Danny Garcia, a fighter who has also faced big names, took a diplomatic approach when asked who would win. Instead of picking sides, he suggested the fight would likely end in a draw. Garcia explained that Floyd's unmatched defense and Crawford's offensive adaptability would cancel each other out, leaving no clear winner. His neutral stance reflected the respect both men command and added another dimension to the ongoing debate.
Crawford has the tools to beat him. He has the long arms. He switches lefty and righty, but Floyd was pinpoint accuracy, tremendous defense. I just think whoever at 147, that's tough. I don't know, a draw.
Okay, what about Oscar De La Hoya and Crawford at 54?
Oh man, Oscar was a hell of a fighter, man. I think they could beat each other, to be honest. I think Oscar could beat him. Oscar's a hell of a fighter. He got great jab, good footwork. Oscar was a tremendous fighter. I feel like people really overlook his resume. He's an Olympic gold medalist. That's the hardest thing probably to get. It's harder than the world title.
Former champion Shane Mosley argued Floyd's size would be a major disadvantage against Crawford. He explained that while Floyd was technically brilliant, he was simply too small to handle Crawford's power, reach, and versatility. Mosley believes Crawford's stance switching and physical advantages would neutralize Floyd's defensive style. According to him, Floyd thrived against fighters closer to his size, but against a naturally bigger Crawford, the gap would be too much.
Serious personal differences with Terence Crawford, and I have ethical issues with Terence Crawford in the way that he negotiated certain things and certain things went down. However, at this point in his career, and I really believe since he's at 135 pounds, there's no questioning the greatness and how terrific a fighter he is. So after he beats Canelo Alvarez and becomes the undisputed champion in his third weight division, people start asking the question of whether or not he's better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. And I think that is a fair question. And the reason that I say that is because they're the same size. They're the same size. They fought by and large in the same weight classes, and dominated right after one another. Really, there was the period of Andre Ward in between them. I would love to throw Andre Ward in the conversation, but I don't think that the comparison is as clean and easy to make between Terence Crawford and Andre Ward as it is between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Just again because of the similarity in the weight classes that they fought in. So when Shane Mosley chimed in and talked about the two, my ears perked up. Perked up because if you recall, Shane Mosley was the one that gave Floyd Mayweather Jr. his most dangerous fight, without a doubt. His most dangerous fight, the one where Shane Mosley landed on Floyd Mayweather 2 times and rocked him in the first round. Shane was an older fighter.
Showbiz The Adult added more nuance, addressing comparisons sparked by Crawford's win over Canelo. He cautioned against oversimplifying the debate, saying legacies cannot be judged on one fight. While Crawford's win was historic, Floyd's decades of dominance across multiple weight classes remain unmatched. Showbiz stressed that comparing them requires a deeper look at consistency, opposition quality, and long-term impact. His perspective respected Floyd's cemented greatness while recognizing Crawford's growing case.
Wait to my Mount Rushmore. My Mount Rushmore is best boxers. Greatest is different. Greatest is impact. Now you're talking Floyd Mayweather, you're talking Floyd, Muhammad Ali, you're talking, all those guys, Sugar Ray Robinson, everybody. But this is best. And sadly, when it comes to the heavyweight division, just by nature, the little guys are the better guys, okay? Not only are they better skill-wise, they have more opportunity to do greater things. Because they're small, they can go up weight classes, they can kind of test themselves more. The heavyweight division is at the top of the mountain, all right? So they're the badasses of the badasses. You kind of go up to them, but they can't push themselves up much more, except for within their weight class when they fight a very big guy or whatnot, like Usyk did with Tyson.
Trainer Stephen Breadman Edwards advised fans and media to stop forcing comparisons altogether. He emphasized that Crawford's victory over Canelo should be celebrated on its own without dragging Mayweather's name into the discussion. Breadman criticized the immaturity of debates that pit fighters against one another unnecessarily. To him, Floyd is retired and irrelevant to this conversation. Focus should remain on giving Crawford his due credit.
Man, I don't really want to compare him right now, Hans, if we seeing everything that's going on with Floyd and Roy. You know what I mean? And, they competitive guys. Next thing you know, Bud and Floyd will be mad at each other, man, and wanting to fight because people is like putting them against each other. Let's just enjoy the moment. I don't know. It's a close fight. It's things Floyd do better. It's things that Bud do better. But I'd rather not say, because I'm not going to just lie and just say nothing, and make up something just to I got my opinion on, how the fights would go, and, but I think we should just let the man enjoy his great moment. He's a great fighter. And I see a lot of immature stuff, and I don't like the way things is going with Floyd and Roy. They two guys that a lot of the younger guys look up to, and they taking shots at each other in the media because of the who's better and all that kind of stuff. So, I just want to see Bud enjoy his moment. Unfortunately, they didn't fight. They could have made, they kind of two different eras though. Even though they was fighting at the same time, Floyd kind of was doing his different thing over there with PBC, and Bud's a lot young, about 10 years younger than him. So it didn't happen, and we got to just live with it.
The boxing world, however, remains divided. Many believe Crawford would beat Mayweather because of the risks he has taken, especially moving up in weight to defeat Canelo. Others argue Floyd's undefeated record and defensive genius make him untouchable. The truth may lie somewhere in between. Both men are great, representing different eras and different philosophies. The very fact this debate continues proves the impact both left on boxing, each with a unique legacy.
I used to think that the size difference was too much. That Canelo Alvarez was like, man, how are they gonna do this? He's 168, Terence Crawford is 147. But seeing what I've seen from Canelo Alvarez and seeing what I've seen from Terence Crawford, and while Terence Crawford didn't look great in his last fight, he looked awesome against Errol Spence. But to me, Terence Crawford is as good as they come. He's another all-time great. He's a legend. He's one of the best that I've seen from a pound-for-pound standpoint. But to me, Terence Crawford, he's older, but a lot less wear and tear. He turned pro in 2008, but he has 41 fights to his name. Canelo Alvarez is 63. Canelo Alvarez also has taken more shots, has been in more wars, quote unquote, whereas Terence Crawford was just beating everybody's ass for a very long time. And almost all of his fights have been one-sided. And two, I think Terence Crawford's gonna beat him in September. I don't know how, but I think he's gonna.
Crawford's victory over Canelo is now widely seen as the moment that cemented his greatness. Jumping 2 weight divisions to face one of the era's most dominant champions was a bold and dangerous gamble, yet Crawford executed with precision and control. That fight proved not only his skill but his fearlessness, qualities that elevate him into the conversation of all-time greats. For Crawford, it wasn't just another win, it defined his legacy as a fighter who embraced risk and triumphed.
Saul Canelo Alvarez to become the new, undisputed super middleweight champion and achieving GOAT status of his era. A lot of people are wondering now, what could be the next step for Terence Crawford? And to be honest with you, there's a couple options. The great man himself did state a move to middleweight division could be his next step. And of course, a certain someone caught wind of this. With this interview, Jana Beck posted this with 2 emojis with a thumbs up and an A-OK. And to be honest with you guys, I would love this matchup here. I mean, Jana Beck is one of the most feared and avoided boxers in the entire game today. And look, stylistically, this could be an absolute epic matchup. I mean, the boxing IQ and thunderous power in Jana Beck versus the GOAT himself. Who wouldn't want to see that? But of course, there are rumors that Carlos Adames could be Jana Beck's next opponent. And that could be a huge unification to see who's the top dog at 160. But after that, who knows, man? And of course, the next option could be the rematch between Saul Canelo Alvarez. And for me, I would absolutely love to see this. I mean, the first time round was absolutely amazing to see Terence Crawford achieve greatness. But to do it again, guys, who wouldn't want to see this? And to be honest with you, it could be even bigger than the first time round. Or option 3, in my opinion, could be retirement. I mean, what he's achieved in the game is absolutely unbelievable. Undisputed, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And defeating the guy, the man himself, Saul Canelo Alvarez, to achieve that. What more is there to achieve at this point right now, guys, honestly? But look, knowing Bud, I'm pretty sure retirement is out of the question. Well, at least for now. But after what he's achieved, no one can question what he decides to do next. And look, guys, for me, even if his next move is to go to middleweight, best believe I'll be there to watch it, guys. But guys, what's your thoughts about all this? And what do you think Terence Crawford should do next? Let me know.
And that wraps it up for today's video. Stay tuned for more. Until next time.